Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel named Learning to Learn. So, today we are going to discuss a very important thing that many of the people are confused about what to do after you can say clearing your GRF, or what are the options available after you clear your NET. See, NET is National Eligibility Test, right? It is a test given twice a year, and right now the date has not been declared, right? So the application date is being extended like 15 days every time, right? And it is the third time that is it has been extended. So now what if you even have good preparation, and if you even clear NET, what are you going to do after that? There are two options for you. The first one is to apply for assistant professor in any of the universities and colleges as required. Second, you can start doing your PhD. And if you have cleared JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship, then it is most likely to you to get you can say official aid or stipend from the government. Okay, so now what will happen exactly? Now when you start pursuing your PhD, before starting that there are a number of steps which you need to clear. Okay, so what are the things you need to clear? The first thing you need to clear is the examination, of course, the NET. Apart from that, you need to clear the university the rules, the university applications, the university guidelines, as well as the interview conducted by university. So how this is going to take place, that we are going to discuss in detail, right? So the first thing first, after clearing NET, the first thing you should do is you should actually choose a university of your right, of your choice, and then you should go to its official website. Because of the COVID-19 situation right now, all the universities are temporarily closed, right? So there is a little chance that some of the universities might be open, you can get the information, but online it's everything is available. So what you need to do is you need to go to the official website. Okay, once you go to the official website, in any of the official website of the university which you're going, they'll have a column called students or latest updates or news, etc. So in that you will be able to find PhD applications for the year 2020, 21, or whatever the calendar year or academic year they are following, right? So first is you need to just undergo or understand all the guidelines given by that particular website, that that university is going to choose the PhD on base of what criteria, right? So here there can be two options. The first one is either they might, if you have cleared NET, so they might eliminate you, or you can say they might, you can say give exemption, not eliminate, I'm really sorry. They might give exemption to you so that you don't have to prepare or you don't have to give any other examination, and you're directly selected for the interview. Okay. Second, some of the universities have their own test, right? And even if you have cleared NET, you have to go undergo that particular examination, and only if you pass that examination, then you are going to appear for the interview. So first understand what they are asking. Are they asking that if you have cleared NET it's okay? Are they asking you to take or retake a different kind of test they have specially conducted for PhD? Okay, so first understand that. If you require to give the examination, yes, all of the course would be around nearby to the NET syllabus. So nothing to worry. If you have cleared NET, this exam would also be easy or in line with your studies, so that you don't have to worry. Second, if they are exempted, if you are actually exempted, if they just exempt the NTA holders or JRF holders, now you just have to prepare for the interview. So after this particular stage, what do you need to do? First of all, before this stage, you need to fill a form, right? That is applying for PhD. Okay, then it might, you can say they might they might give you exemption for clearing NET or JRF, or you might have to take the test. Okay, but in the form they'll clearly ask you certain things like your post graduation year, your post graduation university, number of research papers you have actually published, and any experience in research, any past experience in teaching, etc., right? Some of the universities, they actually in the application itself, they ask you to attach, some of the universities actually ask you to attach the research proposal in your application itself, right? So, what is a research proposal? Research proposal is, you can say, a summary, or you can say a brief synopsis, or a brief detailed description of what exactly you want to research, right? So that proposal can be made of 4 or 5 pages or more than that, and only on base of that research proposal many of the questions might be asked in your interview. So first thing you need to do after completing the examination, and even in some universities before completing the examination, you need to start making a research proposal. So how to make a research proposal? It's a very difficult task. It is tedious, it is time consuming, and most important thing, you should have a research objective, and you should have done at least some study, some background knowledge about that topic, so that you can actually write a research proposal on it. Fine. So moving on, after that, suppose you even wrote a research paper. Okay, I'll make a different video, entirely a video focusing on how to make a research proposal, what to do, what not to do, what to ignore, what to concentrate on, right? So that I'm going to do particularly in a total different video. Now let's focus on PhD. So suppose you just made a decent research proposal, and either you have cleared the exam, or they have exempted you because you have cleared net, and you land up on the interview. Now what you need to do? In interview, there can be various numbers of questions asked. Various. They can be related to your core subject, that is your net paper 2, right? The post graduation subject, your specialization, and last but not the least, many questions will be asked from your research proposal. So some basic guidelines for research proposal I can tell you right now is, please don't copy it. That is, you can say, totally fraud, that is unethical, and you're not going to get any fruits. First. Second, if you are making a research proposal, right, make sure it is original, it is to the point, it is crisp, it is clear, there is nothing ambiguous in that, everything is aligned, right? Now after that, what do you need to do? You need to study properly everything. You need to study your core subjects once again. You need to go through the latest updates, anything which has been changed in your core topics, in your subjects, in your PG subjects, etc. Right? Anything which is added because of COVID-19 or any other thing. Right? Be very well aware with the current situation going on in the world and in the country, especially in the education system and higher education system. And then speak confidently in the interview. Whatever they are going to ask, make sure you answer it in a very simple manner, in a lucid form, right? Make sure it is crisp, clean, to the point. Don't you can say have a loose talk, right? Make sure whatever you're speaking, your words are very, you can say, pre-planned, well defined. Everything what you're going to explain there should be clear, right? You should not get confused, you should not get nervous. So a lot of things you need to take care of. And after that, if the university thinks that yes, you are eligible enough to actually do your PhD from that particular university, they will actually accept you for PhD, and a guide will be provided. The one of the questions is asked many of the students by many of my students is, ma'am, what if I need to change my guide for any reason, right? Any reason. Most probably you don't like the guide, or the guide doesn't like you, or you don't feel comfortable, or any other thing, right? So you can actually change the guide, and you can ask the university, you can request the university giving a valid reason. It is not like that कि मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता or something. The reason should be valid, it should be genuine, and then university might consider it and might change your guide even, right? So that is also possible. So this was all about the topics or the things you need to take care if you want to do PhD. I'll just summarize the whole points for you. The first is application, right? And in some universities, with the application, they even ask for research proposal. So make sure it is ready beforehand, right? Then the application. The application would be usually like your NTA UGC NET application. So you might need to keep a digital copy of some of your documents like your post graduation or your NTA clearing certificate or your photograph, your signature, etc. Then after completing the application procedure, if you need to give the exam, of course, if you are, you can say exempted, then you can just move forward and wait for the interview dates to come. As well as the interview dates are approaching, you can actually go to the interview, right? Have a good interview, impress them, study your research proposal thoroughly, go through all the topics or all the major points in your graduation and post graduation, right? Revise everything once in a very simple manner, answer confidently, take care of your gestures, your postures, your body movements, everything. And if you're able to crack interview, yes, you'll be get, you will be selected, and ultimately you can actually start your PhD. So this is the whole process. Even if you clear NET or JRF, there is a long way to go to actually start doing PhD, right? So this was the first video, and as soon as the time passes, I'll be giving you more updates on this particular topic. Rather than only theoretical, we are actually going to understand practically that what actually happens and how you should do your PhD or start doing your PhD examination. Sorry, start doing your PhD, right? So take good care of yourself, study hard. If there is any problem, any doubt, please do let me know. I would love to help you. And if there are any doubts, please mention in the comment section. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. Take good care of yourself, study hard, bye bye.